For this last section, I want to look at some of the important systems of the game. Specifically, I want to look at bidding for Conan, distributing the artifacts, military and intrigue contests, and then finally crowning Conan. The first thing I want to look at is bidding for Conan. You do this once at the beginning of the game and then at every end of age phase. And I think it's a little bit confusing, so let's go over it. Every player is going to have, at the beginning of the game, these tokens, 0, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the way a bid works is that every player is going to draw a card to add to their, draw a strategy card to add to their hand of strategy cards. Now they're going to pick one of these and they're going to put it down, face down in front of them, and they're going to pick one of their bid tokens and place that down in front of them. Now when everyone's done that, everybody turns them over. You add the rating of the card, which in this case is a 4, to the rating of the token, which is also a 4. It's for a total of 8, and then the person with the highest is going to gain the Conan player card and control of Conan. The tricky part is that now that I've already used this 4, I can't use it again. So I have to leave that out, and then the next bit I only have these. Until I play my 0. Once I play my 0, I get to pick up all my tokens except for the 0. So basically you're going to have one chance to play a 6, a 4, 5, or 6, one chance to play a 0. The exception to that is the 3. You can always pick up your 3, so you're always going to have your 3, be able to play that. So let me see if I can say that any simpler. You're going to play one of these. If it's anything but a 3, you're going to leave it down. 3 you always pick back up. And if it was a 0, then you get to pick all the ones up that were already down. So that's bidding for Conan. The next thing I want to talk about is assigning the special artifacts. There are 3 special artifacts: the Sword of Atlantis, the Cobra Crown, the Heart of Tamzul, and then there's also the Conan bonus. Each one of these will give you some special abilities and some special bonuses. At the beginning of the game, these are just kind of randomly assigned to the players. But during each age change, we're going to take them away from the players and redistribute them in a different way. Basically, how this works is that players throughout the game have been accumulating some of these adventure tokens face down in front of them. Every player is going to secretly choose some of their adventure tokens of one kind, and then at the same time, everyone's going to reveal their tokens. So then we're going to look at them, and whoever revealed the most monster tokens gets the Sword of Atlantis. Whoever revealed the most treasure tokens gets the Cobra Crown, and whoever revealed the most women tokens gets the Heart of Tamzul. So let's say I revealed 3, I decided I want the Sword of Atlantis, so I'm going to pick 3 monster tokens and reveal them, and nobody else revealed more than 3 monster tokens, then I'm going to get the Sword of Atlantis. The Conan bonus card goes to the player who currently has the least Empire points on the Empire track. So that's how you assign that Conan bonus. If there is a tie, if there's ever a tie, if I revealed 3 monster tokens, somebody else revealed 3 monster tokens, then nobody gets it. So there's going to be times when some of these artifacts are not assigned to anybody. That's assigning artifacts. The next thing we're going to look at is the contests. Now we're going to look at the military contests. There are 3 types of military contests. The first is a campaign. That's when you're going to move some of your army units into a neutral province. The second type is a siege. That is where, let's see, that's where you're going to move some of your army units into a province controlled by the enemy. And then the last part is a battle. That's where you're going to move some of your army units into a province that contains enemy units, but that the enemy doesn't actually own that province. So first let's look at the campaign. How that works is, let's say I'm going to move these 3 units into Numidia. I haven't started a campaign there yet, so I'm going to place one of my army units on the first icon on the campaign track. Now I'm going to roll 3 dice, 3 battle dice, because I have 3 units in there, and the province is going to defend with 4 battle dice because they have a 4 rating. Now the battle dice, let's look at the symbols on the battle dice. Let's see. There's that one, there's that one, there's that one, there's that one, and there's that one. Okay, this means a hit. That's good for whoever's rolling the dice. This is a miss. That's bad for whoever's rolling the dice. This is 1 hit for everybody, or for whoever's rolling the dice. And then if the person that's rolling the dice is the Conan player, and Conan is actually in that province, then that's a 2nd hit, so that would count as 2 hits. This is usually a miss, although some strategy cards can turn that into a hit. And this is a hit only if the person rolling the dice is the attacker. Okay, so before we roll the dice, you have an option. Each player has the option of playing a strategy card. Now the strategy cards, so if you played this card, that would turn shields into hits for whoever's playing this card. But to play this, you have to be located, the province that you're fighting in has to be located in one of these, in the section that it's showing on the card. And also the battle has to be fought in one of these terrain types. So you can see these numbers are the number of players in the game. So I can only play this card if I were fighting in the south or the east, which we're not right now, so I couldn't play that card. But if I did play that card, I would have to check and see, okay, we are in one of the terrain types that's on the card, so I could play it in and get my shields turned into hits. So basically, both of you, you're going to roll the dice, then you're going to see who has the most hits. If the attacker has the most hits, then I get to move 1 icon, move up 1 icon, and then that's it. If the defender has the most hits, then I'm going to lose an army guy. I'm going to lose one of my units. So now let's look at a siege. A siege is when there are some enemy units that control an area. Oh, I forgot to say. If I'm on the very last icon and I win the contest, then I get to put my control marker, my tower, my fort. Actually, I think it's supposed to be a fort. I get to put my fort in that area. Show that I control that. So let's say I'm attacking unit with a siege. It's very similar, only the attacker gets rolls the number of dice equal to the units they have, and the defender rolls the number of dice equal to the units that they have. So other than that, it's very similar. And then the last is a battle. Oh, the control marker doesn't get taken off unless all of the enemy units are gone. And then the last is a battle, which is also very similar. You roll the number of dice equal to the number of units. Now, unlike a campaign... I forgot to mention one thing in a campaign, is that you can do a forced march, which means, so I just won this, I get to move there. I can lose one of my army guys and immediately start another contest, which is helpful if you want to try to capture something in one turn, or capture multiple battles in one turn. Okay, so the difference between a campaign and a siege and a battle is that you're going to keep going until somebody retreats, or until everyone of one side is dead. Now, whoever wins when you win a siege, the winner is going to get a Crom Count the Dead token, which will be helpful at the end. So that's the military contest. Intrigue contests are very similar. You're going to also use the strategy cards and you're going to roll a number of dice equal to 1. Okay, so for the number of dice, the number of contest dice the attacker in an intrigue contest rolls is equal to 1 plus the number of provinces adjacent to the contested province that are either friendly to the attacker or contain a friendly emissary. So so like in this example, if I was moving an emissary into here, I would get to roll 1 dice plus 1 each for one of these, so I would get to roll 3 dice. The province defends with the number with its rating. So the outcome of an intrigue. So if you win, then you get to place one of your tower control markers, and the province is friendly to you. And if the province wins, you can also cancel out an enemy alliance and revert a province to neutral. So if I was doing this in something that had another person's control marker, I could remove that and revert the province back to neutral. Now, if the defender wins, the emissary remains in the neutral province and nothing happens. So basically, you don't ally. That province doesn't ally with you, but your emissary doesn't die. So that's contests. The last thing I want to discuss is crowning Conan. So crowning Conan can end the game early and give you a huge bonus in victory points, but it's very risky. If you don't win, if you try to crown Conan, the game's over, and if you don't win, Conan actually kills the ruler of your kingdom, and that person is out of the game, and you can't win no matter how many points you have. So you're going to have to think hard about doing it before you decide to try it. You can only try crowning Conan if several things kind of fall into place. First of all, it has to be in the third age, and you have to be the Conan player, and you have to have Conan in your home territory, and then an adventure has to have just concluded. So you just took off the last token off an adventure. Then you can say, okay, I'm going to attempt to crown Conan king of Hyperborea. So then what you do is you select one category of adventure token, either monsters, treasure, or women. And then you count up the rating of all of yours. So like this would be a rating 3. If I picked monsters, I would include that 3. Add up all the ratings. Now all the other players add up all their monsters. So I picked monster. I'm going to add up all my ratings. All the other players add up their monster tokens and combine them all. And if the player trying to crown Conan has a higher total than all the other players, then they successfully crown Conan. They get a huge bonus at the end of the scoring, and the game ends immediately. If they don't, Conan kills them, they're out of the game. The game still ends, but you go into final scoring with the other 3 players. So that's Age of Conan. I hope this video has been helpful, and I hope you enjoy the game and have fun playing. Thanks.